made any formal remarks.
Not to our knowledge.
My fondest hope is that he isn't a sore winner. He doesn't need to be a sore winner. And everyone hopes that he could somehow be, he can't be unifying. That's not in his genetic makeup. But
he did call for everybody to come together.
Is there a possibility he could be gracious? You think
there's a possibility.
You think there's a possibility he could be
7
gracious?
seconds. 7 seconds, and that's it. That's the over-under.
Don, don't be a sore winner.
He's going to be it's so unfortunate. It's going to be 7 seconds of gratitude, and then he's going to jump right in the deep end.
Because if he wasn't such a craven soul, this would be the comeback story almost of all of history.
No, it is.
It is. I mean,
despite your opinion of him.
Indictments and felonies and assassination attempts and dogged by the judicial system for 8 years, and the guy ends up triumphing. It's just an incredible story that has many people just wandering around in despondency. Well, it's too late now, but she might have been the worst possible candidate that Obama could have chosen.
Right.
And
that's part of my theory is that there are many Democrats who are much better qualified than her.
Oh, God,
and they
yes.
just anointed her, and I think that upset a lot of people.
Would they have been better off, in all honesty, just keeping Biden on the ticket?
No, he would have been. He can't even.
Well, here's why I asked that. This was from CNN last night. Jake Tapper and John King showing places where Kamala Harris overperformed Joe Biden. It's only 20 seconds long.
That can't be many places.
The vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020. So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
By 3% or more.
Not one county she overperformed.
God, there's so many directions to take a conversation today. Among them would be, just listening to that, what's the future of news gathering institutions?
Well, the future is going to be convicted felon or a felon. The felonious president has spoke today. That's going to be their mindset.
I don't know.
Maria just chimed in and said he spoke at about 2:30 a.m. I was not awake.
I do know he gave early morning remarks, but I don't know if that would be considered his formal remark. Right. I'm rooting for the guy to not be a sore winner. It would show us something. The other theme developing is, and I personally find this gratifying, that this presumably is the end of the Obama era. I mean, go back to the beginning of Obama. He was a wet behind the ears senator who hadn't done a thing and
community
was
activist,
named by the machine to run for president and then held 2 terms. And he did nothing for race relations. Nothing. Zero. Then presumably he has been the shadow president during this time that Biden spent in office, and then they saw the debate in June and realized Biden's got to go. And it wouldn't surprise me a bit that if Obama said, "Okay, Harris, you're up, you're going to run," and she was not prepared, and she was not gifted, and she was unlikable. And I mean, by unlikable, I mean go back and look at her performance in 2016 when she ran for president. She disappeared in about 5 minutes. She was anointed to be president. She didn't gain any votes, she wasn't chosen by the people. She was anointed by Obama. That's my guess. I don't know if it was Obama, but who else would it have been? It had to be Obama. And now I got to think the Obama influence will have to be given a hard look by the party machine.
What's funny is that in 2016, when they decided to run Hillary against him,
very unlikable woman,
they've managed to say, you know what, we need somebody more unlikable than Hillary Clinton. And that's
they found her.
And that's why Trump got elected.
And people are saying, well, people in this country won't vote for a woman. That's nonsense.
That is nonsense.
That's nonsense. There's plenty of women who would have performed far better than Kamala Harris. It was just a horrible, horrible campaign. She never said a meaningful word. It was just terrible.
So are you predicting that the Democratic Party will become more moderate?
It's going to have to, don't you think?
They among their best years were the Bill Clinton years, and he was a centrist.
Yeah. And then what about the Republican Party? Is this a permanent shift to the far hard right?
That I don't know.
What the Republican Party should start doing right now is grooming someone, and maybe it's Vance. That is.
Well, you
that
don't
is,
have to groom him. He's there.
Okay. Well, I would think that people in the Republican Party could hold him up to be a good statesman, politician, more so than Mitt Romney and the other types they've tried to. Who's the guy from Florida? I mean, it's just
DeSantis.
Yeah, and Rubio. I mean, we need somebody stronger, younger, that can lead.
Very important question for us locally. Will this be the end of Walz's career?
Most definitely.
He'll come back and finish his term, but just consider what we now know about Walz. I'm meaning all Minnesotans. What we know now that we didn't know. It's just incredible. It took him being in the national spotlight to understand what he really is. And he's done his best to spend every nickel he can. There's no reason to believe he won't continue that, but he has to be defeated. There's another way to look at it that I think Kenny Olson was responsible for. The Republican Party is to blame for Walz.
Yeah.
For their lack of
Well, they could have had
action.
Scott Jensen would have beat him in a if
Kendall.
Kendall.